and we'll get started. All right, you guys. So tonight is all about the power of one. And if you were at, I think it was Green Carpet last year is the first time that this kind of got introduced. My mind was literally blown when first Cammie came on stage and she presented this kind of idea. Everybody's mouths were like we were all shocked at the math that I'm going to show you guys, okay? So when new team members come in, and hear me when I say this, I love our steps to success. And our steps should still be our roadmap. It's still our goal every single month. We really want to bring in those 3 distributors every single month. But we're kind of shifting our focus, you guys, especially for our new people coming in. We are changing our focus to the power of one, okay? So what the power of one really means is that you focus on enrolling 1 distributor every single month. I don't care if you have been in for a day, a month, 4 years, 4 months. I really don't care, you guys. Every single person on here can enroll 1 distributor a month, okay? And when you're going to be like, but Trista, like 1 distributor a month, that's not much, right? That's only 12 distributors a year. But here's the key. It's in the duplication of it, and you're going to be coming in when that new distributor joins you, you are going to teach them to enroll 1 distributor a month. And they are going to duplicate that to their distributors, and they are going to teach their distributors to enroll 1 distributor a month, okay? If y'all have a notebook ready, write down these numbers, okay? I'm going to give you the math of it. All right? So month 1, you enroll 1 distributor. You now have 2 people on your team, right? You have you and 1 other person. Month 2, you each enroll 1. You have 4 people on your team. Slow and steady, you guys, slow and steady. Month 3, you have 8. Month 4, you have 16. Month 5, you have 32. Picking up some steam, right? Month 6, you have 64. Month 7, this is where it gets good, guys. By month 7, by enrolling 1 distributor a month, and all of those distributors focusing on enrolling 1 distributor a month, you have 128. By month 8, you have 256. By month 9, you have 512. It's getting good. It's getting really good, you guys. By month 10, you have 1,024 distributors on your team. By month 11, doubles again, 2,048. By month 12, just by focusing on the power of 1 and the duplication of that, you have 4,096 distributors on your team. All because you focused on enrolling 1 distributor and training that 1 distributor to enroll 1 distributor a month. Now, we all know, okay, if you are doing that and you're training your team well, you're going to have some distributors in there that are freaking rock stars, and they take off, and you never, ever know who that person is going to be that comes into your organization that completely changes it, and it only takes 1, you guys. To get to Ambassador Diamond, you need 3 rock stars on your team. 3, that's it. You just talked about enrolling over 4,000 distributors in a year by focusing on enrolling 1 a month and training your team to enroll 1 a month, okay? So we're still going to talk about the steps to success, and we're still going to train our new people to, get their 4 customers, get their 3 distributors every single month, but we are starting a club that is all going to be about the power of 1, okay? So what this is going to kind of look like is every single month we're starting it'll start over every single month. So there will be a post in Overcomers or Boss Babes, whatever is your main page, but there will be a post every single month that is like the power of 1 club. And as soon as you enroll your distributor, you're just going to comment on that, and you will get added to an exclusive group for the month. And in that group, there are going to be we're going to get other top leaders to pop in and give tips and just come in and kind of speak life over you guys. We're going to do fun incentives. We're going to do fun contests. the first like prize, quote unquote prize, is anyone who in this month of September enrolls one and gets into the Power of One club for this month is going to get a private Zoom with Cami the beginning of next month. So if you don't know who Cami is, she was the first Black Diamond in It Works. She is now the Senior VP of Field Development. She is phenomenal, you guys. Phenomenal. She has been there. She's built in the field. She's not a corporate person. She has built in the field. She knows our struggles. She knows she's really good at what we do, and success leaves clues. So especially when I was starting, I wanted, like, just put me in a room with them and I'm just going to soak up all the knowledge. Like, I just want to be around them because they have literally, like, they've done everything. So what if you've already signed? So as soon as I make the post, if you've already signed one, go ahead and comment on it and we will get you added right away. And you guys, the thing I love about this is it can get new people super excited because they can believe, like, hey, when you first join, your spouse counts. So get your spouse signed up and get rolling that way, or get your best friend signed up. When you're getting started, get that first win and get that, that first exclusive into our club. So get them super excited about this. And then, so just add the DT ID so we can like verify it, and then we will get you added. So if you've already done that, I'm going to make the post as soon as we get off of here. And then we'll get you added right away. So how fun is this? I'm freaking pumped about this. Like, I love it so much. And especially when you're starting out, you're like, 3 DT seems like a lot, but 1 seems doable, right? To everybody. Everybody can sign 1 distributor. And so if we can just focus on that and make this a duplicatable thing, your teams will explode. Your paychecks will explode. Okay. So tonight is all just going to be kind of some tips. It's going to be super informal. We're going to go back and forth. Like, it's just going to be like, we're just going to throw out a lot at you, and it's probably not going to, the format's not really probably going to flow, but we just want to give you everything that we have that we're like, this is how I signed them in the beginning. This is how I still sign distributors now. So this is just going to be some tips for you. I'll go first since I'm already talking. I have 2. My first tip I have is your mindset is the most important part of being able to sign a distributor. Your mindset. So 2 things with that. Whether you think you can sign a distributor or you can't, you are correct. So whatever you're putting out there, I hear people all the time like, I'm fine with LCs, but I just cannot sign a distributor. If you're speaking that, you are not going to sign a distributor. So you need to be walking around saying, I am a distributor enrolling machine. I have a gift to give to people. That's the other part of mindset. You have to believe what you have your hands on is truly life-changing, and you are giving them a gift when you offer them this opportunity. And so it's not, you speak about it differently when you truly believe that than when you're like, oh, you have to pay $99. I feel like I'm ripping you off. You guys, it's $99 and they can make any kind of amount of income that they want. That is a gift. This is an opportunity, and it's a blessing that you get to offer it to people. So when you know that and you believe that, you just speak about it differently, and that comes across to people when you talk to them. So number 1, check your mindset. Number 2, you have to ask. That's my big thing. It seems simple, but you have to ask. People they don't just flock to you because you're posting about it all the time. You have to ask, whether that's in person. So especially when I started, I reached out to the people that I knew and I loved, and can't text me stuff when I'm talking because I get sidetracked. But I reached out to people that I thought, like, 1, it would be fun to do this with, or I thought they would be good at it. I thought they needed it, and I simply asked. Did everybody say yes right away? Absolutely not. Did some people tell me I lost my mind? Absolutely. But that seed was planted. And then as long as I stayed consistent and I kept being excited about what I had my hands on and I kept talking about it, then they started to kind of like be like, oh, well, she thought I would be good at this, so maybe I really would be. Or she thought I could use some money, and I see her making money, and I can use some money. So, y'all, I cannot pay attention up here. So just, you have to ask. And the other part of that is stay organized with who you've talked to, or I'm going to have to turn my screen off because y'all are a hot mess. Okay. So stay organized with who you have asked. Write it down, because in the beginning, I thought that I would remember every single person I ever talked to. And so follow-ups would be no problem, but you won't. If you are truly talking to enough people, you're going to forget people. So find a system that works for you. There are tons of videos and tons of, resources that you can. I know Christy Reedy has made, she's a list person, and so she does all kinds of cool stuff. So if you need to find something, there's tons of information in the team pages, but stay organized so that you know who you need to follow up with, because you will forget. But most people join on a follow-up, not on the initial ask. So that's all I got. All right, Jessica, let's go to you next. What you got?
Okay, perfect. You guys, I'm seriously so excited about this. Like Trista said, especially when you get that one DT, you guys, that gives you so much confidence. And then what happens is you find more, because you have this confidence about you and this belief that, yes, I can do this. And then you're more courageous to reach out to people. You follow up more with people. That one is going to turn into more than one, because it's going to build your belief and your confidence. So I'm so pumped about this. Okay, so mine were kind of tagging off of what Trista just said. The first one that I had written down was never underestimate or undervalue the follow-up. You guys, it is a crucial and necessary part of your business to follow up with people. It is extremely rare, like Trista said, to have one conversation with somebody and then be like, okay, I'm totally in. For instance, just an example. I signed a new teammate this week who I first reached out to 2 years ago. Every follow-up, she politely declined. It wasn't for her. No, thank you. I appreciate you asking, but no, thank you. But I didn't stop following up. I didn't stop telling her how good this would be for her, what a great fit this would be for her. And this last time when I followed up, as luck would have it, guys, as we know, things change in people's lives. You never know what season someone's going to come into. So it wasn't a good fit for her 2 years ago or even 6 months ago, but now things in her life have changed, and now she's super excited and she's going to be phenomenal. Okay. Don't give up on people. You never know when that season is going to come for them. A no or a not right now does not mean stop following up. Keep following up. 2 years later, I'm still following up. Okay. So you guys, what I would say is go back to the very beginning of your business. If you've been in for a while, go back to the very, very beginning and reach out to those people. Reach out to those people again and let them know you're still thinking about them. Or, hey, I just want to let you know what's going on right now. We have this amazing trip that you can win. Let them know what's going on at the time. Because like I said, you never know what season of life they might be in right now that maybe they weren't in 3 months ago, and things can be completely different. And like Trisha said, keep an organized log of that. It is something that I learned the hard way, because I thought I was in my genius mind. I'd be like, oh, I'll totally remember to reach back out to her. You guys, I can't even count the number of people that I have forgotten to go back to. And then I see them join a different company, or even worse, I see them join It Works with somebody else. And that sucks. Okay. So make sure you're keeping a log and really staying on track with that. Secondly, schedule a party. You guys, get in front of people, okay? I'm telling you, every single time that I do a party, that I do a launch party, a wrap party, or whatever, getting in front of people, I almost every single time, and why I don't do these every day, guys, shame on me, but learn from me, okay? Because almost every single time I do them, I not only get customers, but I almost always get teammates signed as well. When you can get in a room and let them feel your energy, your excitement, when they can fall in love with the products and what they do and how they taste, that is going to open their eyes to the business, and that gets people excited. All right. So get in front of people. Maybe that means, asking an upline or your enroller or just a close by friend, maybe to do it with you if you're nervous. Or even if you're having conversations with people, you guys, I have been going back and forth with a girl for ages. Finally, actually today, I messaged her and said, meet me for coffee on Friday, 10 o'clock. I know she doesn't work on Fridays, and we're meeting. Okay. So get in front of people face to face, get off the text, get off the messenger, sit down with somebody for 20 minutes, you guys, and seal the deal. Because when they can see your passion, they can see that you're a real person who truly cares, you're going to seal the deal. So get in front of people, whether that's a party or just somebody that you've been going back and forth with. If you can get them in person, do it.
Love it. Absolutely. And honestly, parties they terrify me. And every single time I'm like, oh, I'm so nervous. I don't know. What if they ask me a question and I don't know the answer? You guys, it's not that deep. Like, people just have fun and be real. And if you don't know, say, you know what? I don't know, but I will find out for you. Every single time I do a party, it will change your business every single time. People buy you and they can feel your excitement and they can feel the realness of it. So I love that. And too, our new products are flipping amazing and they taste incredible. So they're going to love it. And then they're going to see the business opportunity with it. So I love that. Thank you, Jess. Okay, let's go to Ashley Arnold next. Where are you at?
Can you see me? Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. So I had 3 things written down. And the first one you really kind of touched base on, which is mindset. And I'll be honest, like, I've been in this business 5 years now, and I've really gone back and forth in my own mindset. And I know 100% when I have my mind where it needs to be, my business truly explodes. So seriously, I can't say enough about that as well. Second that I have is, I think so many of us focus on all the potentials that we have and that we have talked to about the business, and we focus on that so much, and we want it more for them than they want it for themselves. And we stop finding new potentials. So it's so crucial in this business to not stop when you have those people that are interested and, you know, you want this so much for them and you see the potential that they have for this business, but they aren't just stepping forward and making that change for themselves. So I can't say enough about always make sure that you're continuing to add to your network every single day and finding new potentials and sharing this opportunity with so many more people. Third thing, so over the last probably 6 to 8 weeks, I've really been doing something different with my business. And I know that Alyssa and Brittany Hayes did an amazing Zoom on attraction marketing. And I have been trying to put that more into my business, and I'm really seeing a huge change with that. So with that, babe, can you please turn that down? Sorry, guys. So with that, just really knowing like what you want to display across your social media, what you want people to know about you. You know, I want people to know that I am a hot mess mom. I want people to know that I am a wife. I'm a woman of faith, and that I'm a hope giver, and I want to spread love and kindness to as many people. So just kind of like figure out what you want people to know about you. And that's a really good way to figure out posts that you want to do for the day and, you know, for the week as well. So, sorry, I wrote down a lot of stuff so I wouldn't forget. Stories is huge for me right now. You know, sharing my story in different ways, putting polls on stories. I know a lot of people are doing that right now. If you're not utilizing stories, you really need to, because they are a huge shift in the business right now. I really think that's it. That's all I really had now.
I love it. I love it. Thank you so much. So a couple things. I could not agree more with your number 2 point. If your list isn't growing, neither is your business. So if your potential list is the same this month as it was last month, that's an issue. So you should constantly be connecting with new people every single month and not just getting stuck on well, she said she was going to join, or I messaged her and she seemed interested. Like, until they join, like, keep following up, but you got to focus on the connecting with new people. And stories is legit where it's at right now. Every single person that I, have a new conversation with is almost always from story right now. And telling your personal story is so huge. So if you have not, gotten to a point where you have, 5 to 10 slides of your story, and I don't care if you just started today, you have a story, you have a reason you joined, you have something you're working towards, put that on a slide and get that in story. You can look at, if you're like, I don't even know what you're talking about, every single one of the leaders that you'll hear from tonight tells their story almost every single day in their stories. So go to one of their pages, look at their story, see what we're talking about. But literally, you just tell your story. And then a lot of times we end it with a poll or like a message, a word. But that is so huge. Okay, let's go to Melanie. I see your face, so let's go to you next. Oh, oops. Okay.
I did it. Can you hear me? I was like, I did it right as you clicked at the same time. Okay. So as Ashley is talking about attraction marketing and finding what groove, makes you, you kind of thing, ask yourself, would you join you? Even before I could figure out what the heck I was going to be posting and what made me me, I said this years into the business. I said, I know who Trista is, I know who Jessica is, I know who Ashley is, but I couldn't define myself. So I love that, but it didn't dawn on me until much later. But I didn't join the girl that first showed the raps to me. I joined Trista, who that girl had ended up tagging in, and I started following Trista. And it was because of the inconsistency and the wishy-washiness, where she maybe posted once a week, or she went live one time and was talking about, I'll never forget it, guys, and it was 3.5 years later, I wanted to make some vacation money. And it was like that. And then I didn't see another post for like another 3 weeks. Look at your page. Are you posting every single day? Because if you're not looking committed to the business, ain't nobody going to be wanting to join you because they think you're going to drop out. How many people in other network marketing businesses do we watch come and go? If someone isn't seeing you fully committed, fully in every day, because you might be mentally, you might be messaging and you might be doing all the things and whatever, but if you're not showing that on your storefront, which is now your social media, every single day, then people aren't going to trust you that you're going to be there if they decide to step foot within your business. It is so, so important. You can do that in so many different ways. There's all kinds of posts or whatever. Even in my story today, you guys can go look in there and it's like some pumpkin thing, right? Whatever. I didn't have anything ready for my story, but the heck if I'm going to let a whole day go by. So I just went and snagged that. We have stories made up for you, story sequences. There's no reason not to have something every single day, whether it's somebody else's or you make your own. Keep in mind that what you're posting too, I know that it's important to be real. It's important to be in it, right? Okay. But real does not mean depressing. All right. So being happy, you don't have to be happy all the time. I'm certainly not, but you're not going to see depressing. People come to Facebook for a party and to be interested. Do you or do you not keep scrolling past all the junk when people are like whining about their lives, whatever? Nobody wants to see that. So I would probably guarantee anybody who's on here already knows that, but I see it from distributors other times, not leaders. But, I see it where I'm like, no, God, don't post that. Don't do that. People don't want to follow you. And if they're not following you, obviously they're not going to see anything else that you're posting either. So go live. I have no makeup on right now and I have greasy hair. And it's because I almost always have makeup and my hair done. And I was making notes for this yesterday and realizing that some of the feedback I get, because I like to do my makeup. I do. It's really not even like, I just like to do it, okay? But what happens is sometimes I get feedback where people think maybe I'm not relatable because it looks too done, too perfect, whatever. And so I was like, you know what? Tonight we're going live with the Pumpkin Spice Pods and I'm going to do this because people want to see you, but they want a relatable you. And so not only are they going to see you're committed on your page, but if you're going live on your page, they're relating to you and they're connecting with you. And they're going to need to connect with you before they ever decide to join the business with you. So the easiest way to do that is to be consistent and to get live with it. And only as a side note, because I don't know if anybody's going to say it, Pam said it ages ago, and it stuck with me for so long, that stop stressing out about what you're saying to someone. We can come up with the ideas. We have these scripts. We can bring leaders in. Yes, probably as leaders, we know a little bit better how to close and what to say to someone to help ease their fears. But remember that just like you can't say the right thing to the wrong person, you can't say the wrong thing to the right person. So stop stressing out about the conversations. Stop worrying about what you're going to say that's going to turn them off and close them out. We can kind of tweak a little bit of that. But take the fear out of it. Just ask and have the conversation like a real, genuine person and not a robot. And don't word vomit. And then you'll be fine.
And don't word vomit. Absolutely. And that's something you learn over time because we all word vomit in the beginning and it's fine. It's what we do. But the thing, okay, so Melanie's story, the seed got planted with her from someone else, but that person did not stick around long enough to sign her, and she is now a triple. She will be an ambassador, I have no doubt. So you guys, do not miss out your opportunity to sign your ambassador, because you're not going to be consistent enough and you're not going to stick around long enough, because they will eventually join if you just keep doing the things every single day. Okay, thank you, Melanie. All right, let's go to, is Candace on here? I don't think I've seen her yet. Candace, where you at, sister? You can unmute yourself because I can't find you.
I'm here.
Oh, there you are. All right, what you got?
Can you hear me okay?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. So a couple of the things I had written down, you girls have already touched on, but there's one that you haven't, so I'm just going to stick with that one.
Light.
Oh, hang on.
Not at the top.
Ready, and then you can unmute yourself again.
Are we good?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. So that one thing was, don't count anyone out. You have no idea if someone is interested in the business. You don't know if they need it or not. I can't tell you how many times that I've talked to someone who I wouldn't even have thought to talk to them, but they actually came to me after telling me that okay, I've seen your posts for, 3-4 months now. Tell me what it is you do and how do you make money from it? And I can't tell you how many times I've read the message. I'm like, what? Are they messaging me? Like, because I just discounted them, and shame on me, because we have no idea who needs this business, who wants this business. So I think it's just really important to be open-minded and ask everyone, or at least don't put them on your no list. I think we all have a chickens list. I personally don't have a chickens list, but I just have some people. The thing that stands out to me most is actually tonight, and that's why I wrote it down. I had a girl, she just continued to like some of my posts, and she's done it in the past, but I've noticed her within the last week. And her and her husband actually used to be top leaders in another MLM company. But I've actually sold coffee to her husband, and he liked it, but I just never pushed and said, what do you think about this? Or what do you think about the business side of it? And I just never did that. But tonight I was driving home and I saw that she liked another picture of mine. And it was something about the business that I had posted, how I had tied it in the post. I had tied it into my daily life and that sort of thing. And then I talked about the business at the very end. So I sent her a message on my way home and I said, hey girl, you just popped into my mind today, and I just wanted to ask you a quick question. Have you ever, and I don't even remember what I said because, I don't even remember what I said, but she responded with, I'm terrible at remembering word for word, but she responded within 5 minutes, and her answer was, sure, I'm always interested in learning about different things. And my jaw dropped because I was like, really? They haven't been a part of that other company in probably 4 to 5 years, but I just knew that when they were always going to events, and I remember them posting about it, and they were doing really well. And then they just stopped because that company is basically no more. So I just wrote it off. And shame on me for that, because this has turned into a potential, and I think they would be a huge power couple. And so I'm really excited about that. So my biggest tip is don't count someone out that you haven't talked to, one, about the products or the opportunity. Just don't count them out, because you never know, that person may be your next diamond. You have no idea. So that's my biggest tip.
And congrats. That's super exciting. And there is, Jess kind of said this earlier, but there is nothing worse than seeing someone else welcome somebody to the team page that you were too chicken to talk to. I have had it happen more than once, and let me tell you, it sucks. But you decide for them that they don't need it, or they would never do something like this, but lo and behold, yes, they will. So do not prejudge. That's such a good one. Okay, let's, Britt, let's go to you. We'll finish it out with you, sis.
Okay, so can you hear me okay?
Yep.
Okay. So I don't really have anything to say that's not already been said because, as you will notice, this business is kind of the same. But I think that how we do it is differently, and hopefully the way I explain it will hit some of you, or maybe the way that someone else explained it touched someone else, okay? So I want to talk about messaging for a second. And I love, and actually we were listening, a couple of us are in this ambassador, or I think it's like triple and above. But anyways, Sherry Lynn Akala was talking about some things today, and it was so funny because she said a couple things that so related to what I said. And so I feel like I need to say it back based on something Ashley said. You know, Ashley said that like attraction marketing, she's really been like investing in that and doing those things, and it is working extremely well for her. I want to go the other side and tell you that for whatever reason, it just doesn't work for me. And I've tried and I've tried and I've tried. So it's not even been something that like I've hit hard and then, or I didn't hit hard enough and I'm like, I just didn't give it time. So I want to tell you what has worked for me, okay? And then I want to say kind of shame on me, but I'm hoping that some of you guys can relate to this. I am someone that I message, okay? But here's how I play this messaging game. I message. I don't give myself a number. I message for as long as I've kind of blocked out that I'm going to message. Let's say I message 40 and 2 respond or 3 respond. Could I be honest with you and tell you guys that if those 3 people like are like, yeah, I'm interested. I literally got to a point where I was stopped messaging almost for a month, banking on the fact that those 3 said they were joining this month. Right? So here's what was happening. I was putting where I was going on almost on the fact that they would actually stick to their word. Well, here's what was happening. None of them were sticking to their words. So here I was like, oh no, this isn't working. So I want to tell you something that I've done, and I'm just going to be very honest with you, and it's just been at the end of last month and the beginning of this month. I have been messaging every single day, and I cannot tell you. And here's where I want to excite some of you. I know some of you don't have your video cameras on, but raise your hand if you have not signed a distributor this month. Okay, guess what? Neither have I. And I've never been so excited to say that. Because just wait. Mark my words, just wait till you see what my enrollments are this month. Because I'm not banking on the 3. I have 3 that supposedly I have 1 that's joining Thursday, 2 that are joining Friday. The old Brittany would have been like, awesome. I'm a leader that I feel like I can never tell you to do something that I'm not willing to do, right? I feel like I have my parties, I do my posting, I add my stories, I take my products. Here's the problem that I got hung up on. Because I knew that in order for me to not preach, but also walk the walk, not just talk the talk, I needed to for sure at least fill my steps to success. The problem is that sometimes I wouldn't fill it because those 3 that said they were joining never end up joining. Here's the other thing. I feel like attraction marketing is going to start working for me. Going to start working for me. I hope I said that right. Do you want to know why? Because right now it's not. So I'm hitting my messaging so hard. Do you know what's going to attract people? Brittany enrolled another one. Brittany enrolled another one. Brittany enrolled another one. So I may have to do a little messaging to allow my attraction marketing to work. So what I want you to do is I want you to kind of tell yourself, like if you're someone that has messaged and then stopped and then messaged and then stopped, just know you're not alone, right? But here's what I'm also going to tell you. I'm no longer sitting at that table. You are by all means, you are welcome at my table. But my table is not messaging off and on anymore. Because I know that if and shame on me, but I think it was February, I enrolled 22 or 24 distributors. That's insane. I've never done that. But you know, if I look at that list, almost all of them came from when I was messaging at some point. People just don't come to me. okay? And if I'm going to be very honest with you, sometimes the ones that do don't really want to work. Not always, but I'm just saying sometimes. So I've now been approaching the people that I want to work with, okay? The next thing that I will tell you that has changed everything for me is getting back face-to-face, getting back meeting in coffee shops. Does anyone feel like sometimes, and some of you, not very many of you, but we did a killer Zoom. I did a killer Zoom with Alyssa the other day. And it was, getting out from behind social media. And to be honest, there was like, I think, Jamie, you were on, there was like less than 20 people. It was like 14. And I was mind blown. I was like, oh my gosh, people are missing out on like gold. Okay. And here's the thing. Something that has started working for me is sometimes I felt like I was so glued to this, but wasn't even making movement forward. So I've told myself, my goal is to set 8 meetings a month. Even if those meetings takes me 30 to 45 minutes, if I even enrolled half those people, which was before new team members, that's more than what I have enrolled in the past when I wasn't doing those things. There's something about messaging someone and just saying, hey, I think you'd be good at this. And then they usually say like, yeah, I've thought about it, but I'm super busy, right? So then you overcome those objections and you have that conversation. There's something about getting face-to-face with someone. And the first thing I've been doing is, okay, so you know why I have you here, but before we even get started on that, because honestly, that's I want to talk about that later. What's going on in your life right now? They literally start telling me things that I had no idea was going on. Then when I get to the point where I'm going to talk business with them, I literally use the ammo that they just gave me. The reason why I think you'd like this is because it sounds like you got a lot of stuff going on. And all I know is, girlfriend, I do too. And it's been a biggest blessing to be a work from home mom so I can go to counseling appointments with my son anytime I need to. Because with my other job, 1, I couldn't have afforded it, and 2, I wouldn't have had the time. Being able to have those relationship conversations has changed everything for me. Then I want to read you a message. I messaged someone today because I made myself a promise. I don't give myself a number of messages to send, but I made myself a promise I would message until I was able to have 5 solid conversations. So lately it's been around 20 or 30. I will say my responses, I used to get a lot of ignores, a lot of no's, but I truly think that because I'm being obedient, that God's rewarding my effort, because I'm doing the stories consistently, because I'm showing myself on social media. I feel like I'm getting a little more attention that way. So to go back, I'm not messaging a certain amount. I'm messaging until I feel like I got a five solid potentials. I messaged someone, and let me just go to this profile because I feel like it's something that someone on here needs to hear. I have 124 mutual friends with this person. And I'm just going to scroll for like a few seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I haven't even gotten through all of the things, and I just read to you 6 It Works distributors, and 3 of them are on this Zoom right now. Okay, so I have not messaged her for almost 5 years because I assumed someone already had, and she literally lives in our hometown. So I sent this message today, and it said, first of all, congrats, so excited. 2, you are seriously so adorable, and I love following you. 3, what do you think if we set up a time to chat over coffee and just talk about doing this business with me? I promise I won't bug you with this. If I wouldn't bug you with this if I didn't know that you would absolutely kill it. Plus, it fits really good into what you already do. And selfishly, I would love to hang out with you, get to know you better, and lock arms with you with this, which is the honest to goodness truth, but I was already assuming that someone had already done it. Her response, thank you, I appreciate it. It's been a long, and Trista's like, I need to know the name. And yes, homegirl, you and your husband are friends with this person, but so are like so many other ones on here. Okay. It's been a long journey for us, and all I can say is God is so good. I would love to learn more about what you do. I'm like shaking. She will absolutely kill it if she says yes to this. And if she doesn't, you know what it taught me? Grow some BALLS and get to work. And I know there's some kids on here, and probably the kids that are on here can spell, so I know why I spelled it, but you know what I mean. She said, I've watched a lot of people I know for the past 5+ years, but I know very little, only what they post about. My life is a little crazy right now. I've been so sick recently. I'm not keeping much down these days, but Monday mornings are usually a good time for me because my son's in school and I'm out of the salon that day. I'd be down to talk and see if it's something I'd be interested in, and we're meeting this Monday. I'm like shaking because I kept putting it off, assuming someone else had already asked. And if you think our team's not going Black Diamond, just watch.
Well, I don't know what to say after that, except I do need a name, so you need to text me who that was. But before we get off, I want a couple different people, because I think people do this differently. And I love the Sherry Lynn video today was so good. I hope she uploads it to YouTube so that we can like share it, because it was so good. But what she was saying was essentially like, what works for me may not work for you, or you, but you have to find what works for you and do it and do it and do it. And then maybe it stops working, so you have to evolve and you have to tweak it and you have to change. But that's part of this business. Social media is not the same now as it was 5 years ago, but we're just keeping up with the times, right? We're doing story now. We're doing the things. You just have to be willing to grow with it. But can you answer, and then let's have Melanie answer too, and maybe even Jess. How do you message people you know? Do you message just like random people? Do you have a relationship with them before you message? Tell us how you figure that out.
You want me to go first?
Yeah, go first.
Okay. So I feel like, and I'm going to try to tie in what Sherry Lynn said, because I feel, like you said, it was so powerful that even if she doesn't upload it, I think I'm actually going to record it I'm going to watch it on the computer, record it, and then for anyone that wants to see it, what you guys have to understand is she's talking to leaders that have been through a lot, so you're going to have to take some of it with just for what it's worth, but it was powerful. But something that I feel like I'm so guilty at is I'll actually have something that's working for me. And so what's funny is she mentioned that she's number 2 now, right? Number 2 in the company, has been top 10 for the last 4 years. The most distributors that she's ever enrolled in 1 month is 8. Ever. But usually it's more like steps to success. And she's been able to get to the top 10 the last 4 years, okay? She said something that was a direct hit to my pride, but almost like took the wind, not even pride, that was the wrong word, but like took the wind out of my sail, is because I feel like because I'm competitive and I want to be the best so that I can lead you guys the best, sometimes I'll look at my numbers and be like, well, I can't kill if I just enroll 3 because Sally down the street just enrolled 40. When really that doesn't even matter, okay? And so I think it's so important to just stay in your lane. So to answer your question, there's a reason why I said this is I think I've tried all the things. Some people say don't message unless you build a relationship. Some people say message everyone. Some people say only message someone that likes or comments on your post. What I will tell you is right now my system is I printed my friends list. Don't laugh at me, but I feel like if I did not tell you guys this, that I would be doing you a disservice. Every single day for the last 2 weeks in the morning, I literally get on my hands and knees. And I legit pray to God, God, I only have a certain, because one thing I've struggled with is balancing all of this, leading you all, my own family, my own business. And I realized I had to give it to him. So I literally got on my hands and knees and I have seriously prayed, Lord, I am being obedient in exactly who you want me to talk to, exactly when you want me to talk to them. But I'm going to need you to put them very clear in front of me so that I can balance it all, so that I can show every single person on here that wants to make this work, that it can be done. So this sounds super silly, but it's working for me. I have this thing, what I've been doing is I've been doing this scroll, right? But I do what's called scroll to enroll. I will scroll. I take this time to unfriend people if I need to unfriend. I take this time to like and comment on people's stuff, because most of you know, you're probably like, man, Brittany never likes my stuff. It's because Brittany usually isn't scrolling on social media. So if you see me start liking and commenting more, it's because I'm actually doing that now. Here's the other thing. I've also been, as I get to someone, those are the people that are getting the messages, whether I know them, whether they've interacted with me or not. I'm literally asking everyone, as long as I genuinely want to work with them. And what I mean by that is like negativity, cussing on their page. Like I just don't deal well with that. And so that's kind of how I'm going with my messaging. I'm asking everybody.
Love it. All right, Jess, what about you?
I 100% agree. I do the same thing, and I learned the scroll to enroll from Brittany. That's exactly what I do. And I do that because once I do send them a message, I want them to be fresh in their mind. Whether I love the post, I commented on a post, asked them where they got their shirt, or just said, oh my God, that's adorable. I love your family pictures, whatever. They've seen my name, either that I've loved their post or that I have commented on their post. So when I send them that message, be like, girl, oh my God, I just have to say this to you, but you'd freaking be amazing at this. Or, oh my gosh, I just love this about you. I compliment them. I tell them why I think they'd be good at this or why this would be a good fit for them. But I'm not just a random stranger to them anymore, as odd as that seems, because they've seen me. They've seen my name. They've seen my name pop up on the post, whether I've liked it or I've commented on it. That's absolutely how I do it. More often than not, most people that I message is not anyone that I've ever talked to before. Like I don't have like a time frame. I don't have, but I completely 100% agree with Brittany. I do not message every Tom, Dick, and Harry, because I don't want every Tom, Dick, and Harry on my team. Like, you have a business, you have a genuine, real, willable, lifelong legacy that you're building for your family. If you want to do so, it is okay to treat your business like that. Like, this is a brick and mortar business that you're going to pass down for generations. Treat your business like that. Treat it with integrity and pride. So I'm very choosy with who I reach out to, and it's not people that are negative. It's not people that I just genuinely don't have that like fuzzy feeling about. They're not going to get a message from me. Now, they may get a message from me about a product, right? But they're not going to get a business message from me. But I'm completely on board. I do exactly what Brittany does.
Perfect. All right. What about you, Melanie?
I love that and the reason, guys, that she asked 3 of us to chime in on this is because there are so many different ways to do this. There's so many theories. Josephine, I saw your comment in there. There's so many, as many as there are, there's going to be that many people that think about, because the word no is a very loaded word. How well do you know someone? Are they your best friends in 2nd grade? Or are they somebody that you friended last week, but you just love their stuff, so you're all over their page? My biggest problem in the beginning of this business was letting fear create inaction. I was so worried about whether I knew them well enough to really get in their messages that I was not sending the message. And so then how fast do you run out of people, because you're like, they've got to be my best friend for 40 years before I can message them. And so I ran out of people very quickly, and I had to get over myself, and you're going to have to get over yourself. So I am much more colder probably in messaging than, genuine and warm, but you have to understand when they're talking about messaging people, I do a lot of my building on Instagram. I don't love Facebook as much, messaging as much, and Instagram's a little cooler. But be that as it may, when Jess was talking about messaging people, again, not every Tom, Dick, and Harry, right? But if I am following you, it's because I want you in my business. So for some reason, I've identified, there's lots of dudes on my page, okay? If I come across your page and I'm not interested in you being in my business, you're going to get an unfollow. And so I have my direct downline team. I have them in a little thing because I don't want to see your stuff if you're not joining my business. There's just no, to me personally, there's no point in that. And so what that creates is a feed that is regularly filled with my people I want to see. And so if I'm going off of Facebook, those people, but again, I'm not sitting too much on Facebook, but those are the people I'm interacting with, which means they're seeing my stuff and they're seeing my stories. That's how that ties in. And then those people will either reach out to me or I see them, regularly on my stuff. Just keep in mind that what's the worst there's two worsts here. One, you never message anyone, or you're messaging like one person a week because you only feel like you built that relationship all week. Or you message a whole bunch of people because you're like, well, I liked on your stuff and I sent you a message. I've only known you for a week or 2 weeks or whatever, and they don't answer you back. Which one's worse? Okay. Err on the side of you maybe don't know them as well as you feel like you need to know them, and send that message. You're being genuine. You're not just spamming people and sending, shooting for 100 a day. But you're being genuine, but don't let the worry that you don't know them well enough stop you from sending that message. Okay.
And just to piggyback off of that too, remember that first initial message that you're sending is not necessarily that they're going to enroll with you right then and there. That they're going to be like, yep, absolutely. It is really the point of that is to plant that seed. And then that relationship is going to start to build, right? Because they're going to start watching you closely. You're going to be interacting with them. They're going to be interacting with you. They're like, oh my God, but she said I'd be good at this. Why did you think I'm good at this? So they're watching. You're interacting, like that relationship will start to grow, and it'll grow and it'll grow and it'll grow until you get to the point where they're finally like, okay, yes, let's do this. But remember that that first initial message is simply to get that seed planted.
So, and on that vein, friends, that is why I am probably a little bit cooler than in terms of messaging people, because I need them to know who I am. And especially on Instagram with, I don't know where I'm at right now, 6,000 followers. It's not even that many. But there's a lot of people there, and I need them to know who I am, and I need them to be looking for my stuff. So get in their messages.
The other thing about that is pay attention to who's popping up in your timeline and who shows up first in your stories, because that is who is paying attention to your page. So if you see somebody that is constantly showing up in your timeline when you're scrolling, it's probably because they spend the most time looking at your post, or they click see more most. So pay attention to who you're seeing. And that is, if they're showing up in your timeline, they're paying attention to you. So send them a message. Your message should be 3 or 4 sentences. That's it. Hey, I think you would be great at this because I love this about you, because you're so positive, you're whatever. Have you ever thought about making money or doing what I do? That's it. You don't have to tell them your story. You don't have to say, this is how we get paid. This is our compensation plan. None of that. It's just planting the seed to get them thinking about it. And the thing about it is, stories are huge right now, because you guys, when you send that message, they might not know who you are, but if you have a little blue ring around your name when you send that message, they'll click on it. They will see your story, and then they'll see what is she even talking about? Do I like this chick? Is she crazy? What is this? So stories is so big if you're going to be messaging, especially. It's big anyways, but okay, we pulled it off in less than an hour. So we will wrap it up there. But you guys, Power of One Club, I'm going to get the picture made. I'm going to get the post made. Make sure your teams know about it. Get them excited about it, because we're going to have a lot of fun stuff in there. Like I said, next month, whoever makes it in this month, we will be getting an exclusive Zoom with Cami at the beginning of next month. Plus, we're going to do fun stuff all month long, and then we'll start it over every single month. So everybody, enroll one, teach them to enroll one, and your team can be over 4,000 in 12 months from now. All right, y'all? I'm excited. Can't wait to see y'all blow it up. All right. Good night, guys.